They moved with the music close to close. Thong's hand pushed lightly against Jungkook's chest, trying to create space. Stop marking. He muted. It's annoying. Jungkook leaned in slightly and faced. You are still here, he said. So it can't be that bad. Thong scoffed. I am here because you are blackmailing me. Jungkook chuckled. Keep telling yourself that. Thong rolled his eyes, but his steps didn't falter, didn't pull away. And Jungkook noticed it. That's cute. Jungkook added quietly. You act like you hate this. I do. Hate this. Thong snapped. Jungkook grip on his wrist, tightened it just a little, then leave. Thong froze for a second, just a second. Jungkook's eyes locked onto his. Exactly, he muttered. That was it. Thong pulled away abruptly. Enough. He muttered, turning away, and before Jungkook could stop him, he was gone. Thong pushed through the crowd, with uneven heart racing for someone he didn't want to admit. The music faded slightly as he reached the pool area, cool air, quieter. He ran a hand through his hair, trying to steady himself. What the hell is wrong with me? He muttered. Maybe I should ask that to you. Thong turned it. Shujin standing there, arm crossed, eyes sharp. Stay away from Jungkook. He said directly. Thong frowned. No. Eugene blinked. What? I said no. Thong repeated. Calm this time. Do whatever you want. I'm not steering away from him. Shujin stepped closer. Why? She asked. Aren't you his enemy? Thong's gaze dropped for a second. Then he looked back at her. You wouldn't understand, he said quietly, and he turned to leave. Thong. She stopped, but didn't turn. Eugene stepped forward quickly, grabbing his arm. Answer me. Leave me, Eugene. He turned back, jerking his arm back, and her foot slipped, and she fell right at the edge of the pool. Thong's eyes widened. Eugene! But it was too late. She lost her balance and fell backward into the pool. Flash. Photo. Surged. She gasped, struggling for a second as she came up, coughing. Shit! Someone shouted from nearby. Thong rushed at the edge instantly. Eugene! She tried to steady herself in the water, clearly shocked. Are you okay? Thong asked, panic flushing across his face. And from behind, Jungkook had seen everything. Eugene struggling, her hands splashing against the water, gasping, trying to stay floated. I can't. She choked. Panic spread instantly. Someone help her. She can't swim. What happened? Thong stood frozen at the edge, his mind blank. I didn't, he whispered, but no one heard. Before anything else, Jungkook moved without hesitation. He jumped into the pool, water splashing high as he reached her in second, grabbing her and pulling her up. Relax, he said firmly. I have got you. Eugene clenched to him, cocking. Jungkook brought her to the edge, lifting her out with help from other. She collapsed onto the ground, breathing heavily. Everyone gathered around her. Are you okay? Breathe, breathe. Get a water. Thong just stood there, watching, unable to move. Eugene finally caught her breath, her chest rising and falling rapidly. Then, her eyes landing on Thong. Something changed in her expression, anger, and before anyone could stop her, she lifted her hand and pointed. He pushed me. Silence. Then shouts. What? He pushed her? Are you serious right now? I knew something was off. Thong's eyes widened. No, I didn't. But no one was listening. Voices grew louder. You were just arguing with her. We saw you too. What's wrong with you? Thong shook his head. I didn't push her. His said voice breaking slightly. I swear. But the whispers didn't stop. They only grew harsher, colder, and then his eyes moved to Jungkook, standing there looking at him, silent, watching, just like that day, years ago. He did the same. He looked at Jungkook the same way. He broke Jungkook that day. He broke something between them. He broke them. He lost them. He lost his most precious friend, best friend. Thong just tightened. He is going to believe her. He thought it instantly, and with it something painful, familiar, heavy. This time, no one was laughing, but it didn't matter because the anger in his eyes, it was worse. I didn't do it, Thong said again, quieter now, but even he knew it sounded weak, pointless. His eyes stung. He looked away quickly, blinking hard, turning ready to leave, to walk away like he always does. No, the voice stopped him. Thong froze, slowly turning back. Shankuk stepped forward. He didn't do it. Silence fell again, different this time, confused. What? Someone asked him. But he said, Shankuk didn't look away from Thong. I believe him. Those three words said harder than anything else. Thong's breath cocked. Thong had snapped toward him. What? He asked, pointing at himself, voice shaking. You what? You believe me? Shankuk stepped forward slowly, eyes steady. Yes. He said, I believe you. Thong took a step back, then another, as if those words were too much. No, he whispered, shaking his head. No, you can't. And just like that, the present blurred. The playground, bright sun, laughter, two small boys running across a field. Pasite, I am open cook, giggles, carefree, happy. Then a fall, a cry. I didn't do it. Shankuk's small voice trembled. I swear I didn't push him. The other boy crying louder. He did. He pushed me. All eyes turned on Shankuk, 7-year-old Shankuk, standing there, confused, scared. Then Thong walking toward him, little hands clenching. Did you do it? He asked. Shankuk shook his head immediately. No, Tai, I didn't. But the crying didn't stop. The accusation didn't stop, and Thong hesitated. Just for a second, then he chose. He pushed Shankuk back. You are so heartless. He snapped. Laughter echoed around them. Shankuk fell, looking up at him, eyes wide, shiny, broken. Tai, he whispered, but Thong turned it away and left. Thong's breath issued. Back in the present, tears flooded down his face. No, he whispered again, shaking his head harder now. Shankuk stood in front of him, still watching, not moving closer this time, giving him space, but not leaving, not like before. You can't believe me. Thong said, voice breaking. You are not supposed to. Shankuk frowned slightly. Why not? Thong let out a broken laugh. Because I didn't believe you, he said. That day I didn't. His voice cracked, his hands trembling. I left you. He continued. You were telling the truth. He couldn't finish, couldn't say it because the guilt was suffocating. Shankuk's expression softened and just stated, that was years ago. But Thong shook his head immediately. No, it's not, he whispered. It never left. Silence, heavy, raw. I thought, Thong swallowed, wiping his tears roughly. I thought you would do the same to me. Shankuk didn't answer because he knew that's exactly what Thong expected. That's exactly he deserved, at least in his own mind, but he didn't do it. He chose differently. Thong looked at him one last time, eyes red, filled with something Shankuk had never seen before. Regret, sheol, deep. I don't deserve that, Thong whispered. Then he turned and ran, pushing through the crowd, ignoring the voices. They stirred the whispers, just running away because staying meant facing everything he had buried for years. Shankuk took a step forward, Tai. But before he could go after him, a hand grabbed his wrist. Tight. Shankuk. He stopped, turned, fusion, eyes wet, voice shaking. Why? She asked. Why can't you believe me and you believe him? Shankuk looked at her, silent for a second, then, because I saw it, he said. I saw what happened. Eugene's broke period. And if you hadn't, she pushed. Would you have believed him then? Shankuk didn't hesitate. No. Yes. That answered. Eugene's eyes filled again. Why Shankuk? She asked. Her voice breaking now. Why him? Shankuk exhaled slowly. Because I know him. He said. She shook her head. No, you don't. She agreed. You think you do? I do, Shankuk replied, firmly this time. Eugene let out a frustrated breath. But he hurt you, she said. Years ago, you told me everything. He left you. He didn't trust you. Shankuk shot tightened slightly. I know. Then, why are you doing this? She demanded. Why are you still chasing him? Shankuk looked away for a moment toward the direction Thong had run, then back at her. Because we were kids, he said quietly, too young to understand what we were doing. Eugene stares at him. What doesn't erase that? He did. It doesn't. Shankuk agreed. But it explained. It. She shook her head again. He never ever apologized. Shankuk kissed softness slightly. Maybe he has, he said. Eugene frowned. He hasn't. Not out loud, Shankuk replied, but not everyone knows how to say it. Silence. Eugene's grip on his wrist tightened. You are making excuses for him. No, Shankuk said calmly. I am understanding him. That's not the same thing. It is to me. Eugene let out a small, disbelieving laugh. You are unbelievable, she whispered. Shankuk didn't react because his mind wasn't here anymore. It was with Tong, running, crying, breaking, just like he did once. He hadn't changed it. Eugene said again, more desperate. Now, you are just refusing to see it. Shankuk looked at her this time serious. He has. He said. Eugene froze. You didn't see his face. Shankuk continued. I did. Her expression faltered. That wasn't someone who doesn't care, he added quietly. That was someone who been carrying it for years. Eugene's lips parted, but no words came out. And you know what the difference is? Shankuk said. What? Shankuk gently pulled his wrist off her grip. This time, he said, I won't leave him alone. The silence hid her completely. Shankuk took a step back, then another. I am going after him. Eugene didn't stop him this time, didn't try. She just stood there watching as Shankuk turned it. Shankuk ran straight out of the party, ignoring the voices behind him, ignoring everything except Tong. Ahead, on the dimly lit road, Tong stood near the curb, waving at passenger taxis. Tong, stop, please. His voice cracked, but none slowed down. Cars passed, lights blurred, tears blurring in his vision, voice more. Tong, Shankuk voice echoed. Tong froze, slowly turned, eyes red, face tear, sticky. The moment he saw Shankuk, he stepped back. No, he said quietly, shaking his head. Don't come near me. But Shankuk didn't stop, didn't slow down. Tong, I said don't. Tong almost shouted, his voice breaking. I don't deserve you. Shankuk kept walking toward him, steady, certain. Yes, you do, he said. You deserve my trust. You deserve an explanation. You deserve a chance. Another step. You deserve me. That broke something inside Tong. More tears spilled. He stepped back again, stumbling. No, don't say that, he whispered. Don't trust me like that. I don't deserve it, Shankuk. His voice rose, shaking finally. But I don't. Shankuk reached him finally, hands coming up to keeping his cheek warm, firm. Tong, he says softly, that's not true. Tong hand trembled as they come up, gripping Shankuk's wrist. But it is, he cried. I broke you when you needed me. I don't trust you when you needed me the most. I saw your eyes and still. His voice cracked completely. I still walked away. His breathing turned uneven, panicked. I can't forget that. He continued, words rushing out uncontrollably. Those eyes, they still haunt me. I don't deserve your trust, Shankuk. Please don't do this to me. Shankuk's thumb brushed away the tear, gentle, patient. I did push her. Tong blunted, suddenly almost desperate. Just believe her. Don't trust me blindly. I don't. Couldn't stop, couldn't breathe properly, couldn't think. Everything spilled out at once. So Shankuk did the only thing he could. He leaned in and kissed him right there in the middle of the road, under street light, with cars passing by. With the world still moving around them, Tong froze completely. His words cut off, his breath caught, eyes wide, hands gripping Shankuk's wrist. Shankuk didn't brush it, didn't force it, didn't hurt. It wasn't harsh, it wasn't demanding, it was soft, but firm enough to stop him from falling apart. For a second, Shankuk Tong didn't react, didn't move, too shocked, too overwhelmed. Then slowly, his grip loosened, his eyes fully shut. Just for a moment, because for the first time in years, everything in his head fell silent. When Shankuk pulled back, they were still close, foreheads almost touching, Tong's breathing shaking, unsteady. What are you doing? He whispered. Shankuk looked at him calm. Stopping you, he said. Tong's lips trembled. You shouldn't. I should. Shankuk cut in gently, a buzz. Then, I trust you, he said. Just truthfully. Tong eyes filled again. He stepped back suddenly, breathing uneven, shaking his head. No, I can't. Before Shankuk could react, Tong turned and rushed toward the road. A taxi finally slowed down. He pulled the door open quickly and got in. Go, he said, voice rushed broken. Just go fast. Tong. Shankuk reached out, but the door slammed shut. The taxi pulled away. Shankuk stood there for a second, frozen, watching the car disappear. Then, shit, he turned Another taxi was passing by. He stepped in front of it, forcing it to stop. Hey, what are you doing? Follow that car. Jacob said quickly, opening the door and getting in. The driver looked confused. Which one? That one that just left. Silver, hurry. The driver sighed and stepped on the accelerator. Inside the first taxi, Tong sat pressed against the seat, hands trembling, breathing uneven. His fingers slowly came up, touching his lips, still feeling it. That kiss. His chest tightened. Why did you do that? He whispered to himself, tears rolling down again, frustrated, this time confused, overwhelmed. I told you not to trust me. Behind him, Jungkook, taxi followed, his eyes fixed ahead, jaw tight, hands clenched. You are not running this time. He muttered. Two taxi, same road, same night, heading to the same place, but with heart completely out of control. Shaguk taxi stopped just a second after Thong. Thong had already rushed inside his apartment building. Shaguk didn't waste a second and ran after him. By the time he reached Thong's door, it was already shut, locked. Shaguk knocked hard. Thong. No response, only silence. Inside, Thong had slid down the door, sitting on the floor, back pressed against it, tears falling non-stop, hands covering his face, trying to stay quiet, trying not to break louder. Outside, Shankuk looked again. Soft door, this time. Thong, open the door. Nothing. We can talk it out. Shankuk said, his voice shaking now. Please. Still nothing. Shankuk rested, his forehead against the door, eyes closing. I missed you so much there. Inside, Thong breathed issued, more tears filling. I saw you growing up. Shankuk continued his softly, voice breaking, right in front of me. But I couldn't talk to you. His hand pressed against the door as if trying to reach through it. I wanted to so many times. Thong shook his head silently from inside. No, he whispered to himself. I was even ready to forgive you. Shankar said, I'm still. Please open the door. I want to forgive you. Let's start again. Let's forget the past. His voice dropped almost whisper. But I can't forget you, Tai. Thong's shoulder shook harder. You were my everything, Shankar said, a buzz, and you still are. Nothing has changed. Thong beat his lip hard, trying to stop himself from making a sound falling. If you want, Shankar added, voice soft or hopeful. We can be friends again. He let out a weak, broken laugh. I'm okay with that, really. Inside, Thong cried harder. No, Shankar, he said through tears. We can't. Shankar still listening. Finally, hearing him, I lost you once. Thong continued, voice trembling. I can't lose you again. His hand pressed against the door from inside, right where Shankuk's was. Separated only by oath. I didn't trust my best friend. And because of that, we lost years. His voice cracked completely. Years we couldn't spend together, laughing, living, being happy. But no, I choose someone else. I choose wrong. Shankuk's eyes filled. They let me regret it. Thong cried. Shankuk's voice rose. And what will regret do? I will die regretting. Thong shouted back. No, Shankuk snapped, hitting the door lightly. You don't get to destroy yourself like that. Yes, I do. Thong cried. I deserve it. You don't deserve to suffer forever. Yes, I do. You can't just say you will die like this. Then let me die regretting. Thong screamed. Jungo froze. Then his voice broke completely. No, he whispered. You can't die. A buzz. Then, if you die, I will die with you. Inside, Thong let out a tearful, breathless laugh. Why are you like this? He whispered. Because I am serious. Shankar said. Go away. Thong muttered. Weakly, I don't want to be anything. We can't be anything. Let me regret what I did. No, Chunku said firmly. I won't let you in like this. This voice softened again. We will grow old together. I don't want to grow old. Why? Shankuk asked. Old people don't look good. Thong muttered. Shankuk let out a small broken chuckle. Then we won't grow old like that. We will do whatever you want, surgery, botox, anything. Thong laughed softly through his tears. Why are you so persistent? Because I have had enough. Jungkook said, I want to be with you. Why Why can't you just find someone else? Tong whispered. I have no interest in anyone else. Why? Jungkook puzzled, then said softly, because you are too much to let go. Silence. Is that why you want to be with me? Tong asked. No, Jungkook said. I told you I want to grow old with you. I want to be with you, with my best friend, forever. He pouted slightly, even though Tong couldn't see him. Inside, Tong stares at the door, silent. Then slowly he stood up, hands trembling, and unlocked it. And the door opened. Jungkook looked up instantly. Tong shook his head, eyes red, face tears stained. How can someone live with their best friend forever? He asked softly. One day you will have to leave because someone else. Jungkook stepped forward gently, took his hand, joined their hands. Then I won't become anyone else, he said softly. I will always be yours. Tong let out a small shaky laugh, stepping closer, eyes searching his. Why, Jungkook? Why? Jungkook didn't answer immediately. He just looked at him, at the red eyes, tear-stained cheeks, the trembling lips, like he was trying to memorize him all over again. Because it's you, my best friend. Jungkook finally said, simple, but it hit harder than anything else. Tong's brows pulled together slightly. That's not an answer, he whispered. Jungkook let out a small breath. It is for me. He tightened his hold on Tong's hand just a little. I tried. He continued. I tried to hate you, to ignore you, to replace you. A small bitter smile appeared. Didn't work. Tong's eyes softened just a little. You should have. He muttered it weakly. Jungkook shook his head immediately. I couldn't. Pass. Then I didn't want to. Silence settled between them. You hurt me, Jungkook said. Tong's gaze dropped instantly. I know. But I never stopped wanting you around, Jungkook added. That made Tong look up, shocked, confused. You think I stayed all these years because I couldn't move on? Jungkook asked, a faint scope. No. He stepped closer, reducing the distance between them. I stayed because I was waiting. For what? Tong asked softly. For you to come back. That broke whatever little wall Tong had left. His lips trembled. I didn't know how. He whispered. I know. Jungkook said no anger, no blame, just understanding. Tong shook his head, tears falling again. I ruined everything. Jungkook lifted his free hand, wiping those tears gently. You didn't ruin anything, he said. You just puzzled it. Tong let out a small broken laugh. That's not how it works. Then we will make it work, Jungkook replied. Another silence, then this time warmer. Tong looked at their joined hand, then back at Jungkook. And what if I mess up again? His voice was small, fragile. Jungkook didn't even hesitate. Then we fix it again? And if I hurt you again? Jungkook gazed in fear. Then I will tell you. And if I run again? Jungkook stepped even closer, close enough that the breath almost mixed. I will come find you. That made Tong laugh through his tears. A real one this time, small but real. You are really not going anywhere, are you? He whispered. Jungkook smiled slightly. No, a pass. Then softer. Not unless you push me away again. Tong's expression shifted, guilt flickering again. But this time it didn't consume him completely. Then don't let me go, he said quietly. Jungkook's eyes softened. I won't. And for the first time in years, they stood there, not as enemies, not as strangers, but as something unfinished, finally trying to begin again. Tong stepped aside, wiping his face quickly. Come in, he said, voice still soft. Jungkook nodded and walked inside. The moment he entered, his steps slowed. His eyes moved around the room, wall, sills, and small table near the window, and then he saw them. Picture, old one, everywhere. Two kids in oversized jerseys, laughing, covered in mud. Another one arm around each other's shoulder, smiling like nothing in the world could break them. Jungkook let out a quiet breath. You still keep this? Tong stood behind him, hand flickering. I couldn't throw them away, he admitted, but I also couldn't come talk to you, Abbas. I didn't have the courage. Not after breaking your heart. Silence. Then Tong stepped closer and bowed his head slightly. I'm sorry, Shankuk. Shankuk turned it to him, but Tong continued, words spilling out like they have been trapped for years. I'm sorry for not trusting you, for not trusting you, for urging you. His voice trembled. For believing a liar, for not believing you, for losing you. Tears filled his eyes again, for losing our friendship, for losing yours we could have spent together, for every love we didn't share, for every tear we couldn't shed together, for every pain I gave you, for every memory we never got to make. His voice broke completely. I'm sorry for everything. Shankuk didn't say anything at first. He just walked closer, slowly, until he was right in front of him. Then he cupid tongue shook gently. And when Tong looked up, Jungkook was smiling, fine, bright, almost unbelievable. Tong blinked. Why are you smiling like an idiot? Jungkook let out a small laugh, then suddenly he couldn't hold it anymore because he almost shouted, happiness bursting out of him. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Tong stirred slightly. My best friend just said sorry to me. Shankuk continued laughing breathlessly. He is back. He is finally back to me. His grip tightened slightly on Tong's face. He is mine again. Mine only. Tong's ears turned red instantly. I am not yours, Shankuk. He muttered shyly, avoiding his gaze. Shankuk pouted immediately. You are, he said stubbornly. Just fine. Before Tong could argue, Shankuk leaned in and kissed him. This time it wasn't rushed. It wasn't to stop him. It wasn't out of panic. It was slow, firm, carefree. Tong froze for a split second, then his eyes slowly closed. His hands hesitated at first, come up, gripping Shankuk's shirt lightly. Shankuk held on his face, softening thumb brushing lightly against his cheek, like he was afraid Tong might disappear again. The kiss deepened slightly, still soft, still gentle, but filled with everything they hadn't said. Years of missing, of waiting, of holding back. Tong leaned in just a little more without realizing, without thinking, and Jungkook smiled faintly against his lip. When they finally pulled apart, their foreheads rested together, breaths uneven, close, too close. Tong looked down shyly. I am gonna take shower. Jungkook nodded immediately. I will wait, he said. We can go out, eat together? Tong shook his head softly. No, let me take a shower, I will make a dinner. A small pot. We will eat together. Here, Shankuk smiles again. Soft this time? Okay. And for the first once, he didn't argue, he just stayed while Tong was in the shower. Steam filled the bathroom, water running steadily, his mind still not calm, still replaying everything. The door creaking open. He didn't notice first. Too lost in thought until the shower cabin door slid open. Tong fidgeted, turning quickly. What the hell, Cook? Shankuk stood there. Can I join? He asked casually. Tong blinked. What? But before he could answer, Shankuk stepped in. Anyway, pulling the door shut behind him. Water hit both of them now. Warm. The space suddenly faded smaller, closer. Tong's big cocked slightly. What are you doing? He asked, trying to sound annoying, but it didn't come out as strong as he wanted. Shankuk shrugged lightly. Showering? Tong scoffed. You can shower in another bathroom. Shankuk stepped a little closer, not too much, but enough to make Tong aware of every inch between them. Yeah, he said, but this one is occupied. Tong rolled his eyes, turning slightly away. Idiot. But his ears were red, completely giving him away. Shankuk noticed a small smirk tugged at his lips. You are nervous? I am not. Tong shot back immediately. Then look at me. That made Tong pause for a second before slowly turning back. Their eyes met, water running down their faces, silence filling the small space. You keep running, Shankuk said quietly. Tong frowned. I am not running. You are? Shankuk replied, just not with your feet this time. Tong didn't answer because he knew Shankuk wasn't wrong. The air felt heavier, not just because of the stream, but because of everything unsaid, everything building. You are impossible. Tong muttered finally. Shankuk stepped a little closer again. Still didn't ask me to leave. Tong's breath hissed slightly. Just finish and get out. he said, avoiding his eyes again. Jungkook didn't move, didn't leave. Instead, he reached past Taeyong, grabbing the shampoo casually, brushing slightly against him in the process, just enough to make Taeyong freeze, relax. Jungkook said softly, Taeyong swallowed, I'm relaxed. Jungkook hummed, sure. That night, the street were quarter light glowing softly, a calm everything. Taeyong and Jungkook were walking side by side, head intertwined. Taeyong was eating strawberry stick, swinging their hands slightly. You are going to finish that alone? Jungkook teased. Taeyong smirked, jealous. Before Jungkook could reply, a sharp voice cut through the air. Jungkook. Both of them froze. Jungkook gripped at it instantly. He knew that was Hobie. He walked toward them fast, anger clear on his face. Locked on Taeyong before anyone could react. Slap. The sound echoed. Taeyong's face turned to the side. The strawberry stick fell on the ground from his hand. Rolling on the ground, he slowly lifted his hand, touching his stick, silent. Hobie's voice was full at the range. How dare you to touch my brother? You don't deserve him. Shaku stepped forward immediately. Young, stop. And but Hobie raised his hand slightly, stopping him. You stay out of this, Jungkook. His eyes burned as he looked at Taeyong again. He manipulated you once. I won't let him do it again. Jungkook shook his head quickly. Young, he is not hurting me anymore. Hobie turned to him sharply. He did in the past, and I won't let you forget that. He can do it again. No, Young, he won't. Jungkook insisted, but Hobie wasn't listening. Not at all. I'll I live for few days, Hobie snapped. And you get involved with him again? It's not like that, Jungkook said desperately. We talked it out. Please, just listen to me. No, Hobie cut him off. There's nothing to listen to. He grabbed Jungkook's wrist firmly, pulling him away. Then he looked at Taeyong one last time, cold. Is not what your forgiveness. Let's go. Taeyong didn't move, didn't speak, just stood there, hands head lowered, cheek still stinging, heart heavier than ever. Young, wait. Jungkook tried to pull back, at least listen. But Hobie didn't stop. He dragged Jungkook to the car, opened the door, and pushed him inside. Young, this isn't fair. The doors never shut. Hobie got in, started the engine, and drove away, leaving Taeyong behind alone on the street, hand still on his cheek, eyes slowly filling. But he didn't wipe his tears this time. He just stood there, watching the car disappear like he had lost him all over again.